Okay, the second type of calculation that's in the test on Tuesday is when you're going to have to do a mass to mass conversion. So again, as in the previous one, you have to get your known and your unknown. The difference is this time you get the mass of your known. So this is your known with a mass of 206 grams, and this here is your unknown. The first thing you have to do after that is you have to calculate the molar mass. Now, to calculate the molar mass, it means I have to go to my periodic table and I have to look up the molar masses of these two elements and add them together to get my grams per mole. I can then write that as a rule, and this rule is what I will use to write the conversion factor. I will do the same for the known. So for the known and the unknown, I have to go calculate the molar masses. Be very careful when you have something in brackets like this. This 3 outside means there's 3 nitrogens. That's why I multiply with 3 times 14.01. And 3 times 3 is 9, which means there's 9 oxygens. That's why it's 9 times 16. Again, from my molar mass, 244.96 grams per mole, because this represents 1 mole. Remember, I ignore the coefficients in front. So I calculate the molar mass for 1 mole. So 1 mole of cobalt nitrate equals to 244.96 grams of that. I will use this for my conversion factor. Right, so I write down what is given to me. I get that from my question, 206 grams of the cobalt nitrate. Then I will convert from the mass of my known to the mole of my known. Now to do that, I will use the molar mass of my known. So the known to me is this cobalt nitrate. So that means I'm going to use this rule to write this conversion factor. Now because I have cobalt nitrate at the top, grams of cobalt nitrate at the top, it means that I will take this grams of cobalt nitrate and I'll write it at the bottom, because I want those units to be the same. Therefore, the 1 mole of cobalt nitrate, the front of my rule, is going to form the top part of my conversion factor, so that I know which way to write it around. After that, I need to convert from the mole of the known to the mole of the unknown. Now, to do that, I will use mole ratio. Now, mole ratio is in my equation. That's the easy one. I don't have to calculate any molar mass for that, but I use mole ratio to do that. So if I have moles of cobalt nitrate at the top, I must have mole of cobalt nitrate at the bottom. So I'll go look at my equation and I see how many moles do I have. I have 1 mole. That's why I'll put the 1 there. The unknown is the silver bromine. I will put that on top, and I have 3 moles of that, so that means 3 moles of silver bromine. So now at last, after that, I will now work on the mole of my unknown, because this is the unknown. I do not know how many moles of bromine. That is silver bromine. That's the unknown. That's what I want to calculate. So I now have moles of bromine at the top, which means I have to have moles of bromine at the bottom. I'm converting from the mole of my unknown to the mass of the unknown. Now remember, as soon as mass is involved, I work with molar mass. Now the molar mass that I will use is the molar mass of the unknown, and the unknown is the silver bromine. So from this rule that I've written here, from the molar mass, it means if I have moles of bromine at the bottom, because of that having it there on the top, I will have 1 mole. This part here is going to be at the bottom, and the mass part is the part that I write on the top. Now, just as for molar mass, you'll put these values into your calculator using your fraction button. This over 1, 1 over 244.96, then 3 over 1, and 187 over 1. This will give you the final answer here of 473.79 grams of silver bromine. So look at this carefully again. This at the top cancels out this at the bottom. They have to be the same. Mole of cobalt nitrate at the top cancels out mole of cobalt nitrate at the bottom. They have to be the same. Mole of silver bromine cancels out mole of silver bromine at the bottom. They have to be the same. That leaves me with grams of silver bromine, which is my final answer. So again, just watch out here. A few steps that you have to keep in mind here, and to make it easy for you to remember, is you start with what you are given. You're given the mass of the known. That means you go from mass to mole. Then you go from mole of what you know to the mole of what you don't know. Then you go from the mole of what you don't know to the mass of what you don't know. When there's mass involved, no matter which way you're going, mass to mole or mole to mass, you will use the molar mass. For the first part, you will use the molar mass of that which you know. So if this is what's known to you, this is the molar mass that you are going to use. For the last part, yeah, you will use the molar mass of the unknown. So silver bromine is the unknown. That's why we use the molar mass of silver bromine. We create a conversion factor using that rule. Right, and mass to mass, when you do that, you use mole ratio, and you get the mole ratio by looking at the coefficients in the balanced chemical equation. And again, if the chemical equation wasn't balanced, you would have to balance it first. Good luck for your test.